Good afternoon, everyone. Jay Clayton, crowd's coming here. Jay Clayton is an eminently qualified individual to become the new Director of National Intelligence. And so we are looking forward to processing him this week. Chairman Cotton, they will be marking that up or having his confirmation hearing tomorrow, I should say, and hopefully reporting him out later in the week. It would take cooperation among the Democrats in order to get him confirmed this week. But in my view, at least, he has all the qualifications that are necessary. He has the vision, the experience, the judgment, the competence, all the things that you want in that position. And so I'm hopeful the Democrats will cooperate and enable us to get him into this position and get him confirmed there quickly. And that, of course, has not been a given. You look at the fact that this president, President Trump, is the first president in history not to have a civilian nominee confirmed either by voice vote or unanimous consent. That is truly, truly unprecedented. But that's been the Democrat practice and pattern through this in this current administration. But I hope that they will waive that for this and allow us to get this done, because I think that also unlocks the 702 process. And as most of you know, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act 702 program is the most successful tool when it comes to keeping people and this country safe. And we are currently lapsed, and that also is unprecedented. And we are lapsed because the Democrats block voted against a bipartisan deal that had been worked out between members here in the Senate and the House, Democrats and Republicans. And so it is now currently not an authorized program. That needs to be changed. It needs to be fixed quickly, and I hope that the Democrats will work with us in order to make that happen. That's going to be certainly something that's front and center for the balance of this week.
Mr. Leader, if you say that he is eminently qualified for this job, the statute says that this person should have background in intelligence. His background is an attorney, as an attorney. Why is he qualified? Why is he the right guy based on that?
Well, I think that the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York also deals with some intelligence matters. But I also know that people who have had any experience or dealt with him in any fashion believe him to be somebody who's incredibly competent that can take on any task and manage it effectively. But I do believe that, to answer your question specifically, I do think that position entails a certain amount of dealing with intelligence communities and agencies.
Do you have right now a clear understanding of what is in this memorandum of understanding with Iran? And there are some Republicans who want more details. Are you open to this?
I think we're all hoping to get more information, more detail about that. I expect that'll be forthcoming. I think, at least at this point, most of us agree that this administration has taken steps, unlike previous administrations going back to the last 50 years, to get Iran in a place where they don't represent an existential threat to the neighborhood or to the world, for that matter. And so the president's taken bold action there. I'm hoping that when we get the more information about the memorandum of understanding, we'll have a better sense about what the path forward is. But I fully believe that the president and his team are moving in the right direction. Getting the strait open, getting those shipping lanes opened again, I think is going to be really essential. And then if the Iranians want to have a place in the world in the future, then I think they're going to have to do away with their nuclear program, and I think that will be very clear when this happens too.
Given the latest of the calendar, do you see yourself staring down the likelihood of another one or two or more CRs, and how does that impact your ability to secure other goals, such as defense supplemental, farm bill, E-15 legislation?
Well, I think right now it's pretty clear the Democrats don't want to play ball on a normal appropriations process. Susan Collins, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee, has now, I think, made 3 offers to the Democrats on a top line. Wants to move appropriations bills out of the committee, is getting zero cooperation from the Democrats, either with respect to what the lump and top line numbers ought to be by subcommittee, or for that matter, an agreement on poison pill amendments, which is something that's always characterized the appropriations process. Both sides agree to that to keep the appropriations process moving forward. And so, yeah, I'm concerned about that because it seems to me at least that what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats want more than anything else is another government shutdown. They shut it down twice in this last year, and they think it benefits them politically. So we're going to do everything we can to give them opportunities to vote to keep the government open, to fund the government. CR is not the ideal way to do it. Appropriations bills is the right way to do it. And hopefully, eventually, they'll come around to that conclusion. But you can be assured that we will be taking every step possible to ensure that the government is funded and that the Democrats have lots of opportunities to vote to ensure that it is.
Leader Thune, on the housing bill, how soon will the Senate vote on it? What changes have you made? And what are the lingering divisions between the House and the Senate to get it over?
On
Housing.
We're close, and I've said that, as you know, a number of times, but I think right now we are very, very close to landing this. We're going to move forward on it later today. We're going to vote on a motion to proceed to it. We got a message from the House that enables us to do that, and I would hope, wrap it up at least here in the Senate, so the House could vote on it when they get back next week and get it on the President's desk. But there are a couple of slight, I would say, tweaks. And without getting into particulars or details here, because I want to see this thing closed out, and right now I'm trying to give space to the people who are negotiating it to ensure that that happens. But there's a lot of good in there, and I think it maximizes both the equities the House has in it and the Senate has in it, and both parties have had opportunities to weigh into this. But in the end, it's about increasing the supply of housing in this country and making it more affordable. And I think that is something that the American people want to see us working on. I think this bill accomplishes that, and I hope that when it's all said and done, we will have a big vote in both the House and the Senate, and a bill that the President can sign into law.
Leader, the Washington Post is reporting that the cost of the ballroom is now $600 million. Taxpayers could be on the hook for half of that. Are you comfortable, given how much of an issue affordability is, your constituents potentially paying for a project like that?
I haven't heard a response yet from the White House to that reporting, so I'll withhold judgment on that. I will say, and I've said this before, that there are important security requirements that go with any building project in the White House. We want to make sure that any additions made down there are completed in a way that ensures that the President and others in his administration are safe and secure. And I think that that is something that I feel like we have a responsibility to do. And so the Secret Service and other agencies that protect the President are obviously going to be paying a lot of attention to how this thing is structured, how it's built. And I do believe that there is certainly some expectation that there would be dollars allocated for that purpose that would go above and beyond the private money that's been raised. But I haven't seen any of the details on that reporting and haven't seen a White House response to it. So, that's my general view overall about this, but we'll get you more when we have those specifics.
Have you or Chairman Cotton been briefed by the administration on what's in this supposed deal on Iran? And from your standpoint, have any of the objectives that have been laid out at the start of this war by the administration been met?
Well, I think that for sure, in my view, a lot of the objectives have been achieved. Completely, I'd say eliminated, but certainly diminished in any way their nuclear capability. It's buried deep underground now, and obviously when it comes to their Navy, we've destroyed, I think the number is 161 ships. When it comes to their air defenses, if you look at their capabilities, ballistic missiles, production facilities, all those sorts of things we have done great damage, I would say, to Iran's ability to inflict terror and kill people in that region and around the world. So yeah, I think they've achieved a lot of their military objectives, and the question now is whether or not the Iranians want to come to the table and be, participate in a Middle East that actually allows for an economy, a secure place for people to do business. And we're going to find that out soon enough, I think.
And as members of the King of It, have you been briefed on what's in the memorandum?
I certainly have not yet, although we are requesting that, and I assume we will at some point hear from the administration with greater specificity about what's in that memorandum. I mean, we're all hearing in generalities what's been reported so far, but until I get more specific information, I'm going to hesitate to say anything more about it. Thank you.
Thank you.